Life only makes sense when you understand this. It was never supposed to be perfect. Read that again. It was never supposed to be perfect. That might sound like the opposite of motivation, but it's actually the beginning of peace. Because we've been sold a lie. A lie that says, if you do everything right, if you work hard enough, pray hard enough, love people right, life will finally make sense. You'll be happy, settled, safe. But that's not how this thing works. And until you understand this, life will always feel like something's wrong. Like you're behind. Like everyone else has it figured out except you. In this video, I want to tell you something most people never say out loud. And once you hear it, it will shift how you look at everything. Your pain, your confusion, your setbacks, your seasons of waiting, all of it. Let's dive in. You know what makes life confusing? Expectations. Not reality, but our expectations of how reality should be. We think love should be easy. We think healing should be fast. We think success should feel good all the time. We think people should stay. We think timing should align. We think we should be further by now. And so we spend half our lives fighting what is, because we're stuck on what we think should have been. And that's what breaks us. Because the truth is, life has never been about perfect timing, perfect outcomes, or perfect people. It's about learning how to stand inside the storm, and still breathe. It's about waking up on the days you don't want to, and still showing up. It's about failing, again, and still choosing to try. You want to know when life starts to make sense. When you realize it's not supposed to be painless. It's supposed to shape you. Every high, every heartbreak, every dead end, every, why is this happening to me, moment. None of it is random. Pain doesn't mean punishment. Delay doesn't mean denial. And silence doesn't mean you're forgotten. Sometimes, it's just life giving you exactly what you need, instead of what you want. The problem is, we're not taught to see life that way. We're taught to chase goals, status, validation, approval, and a checklist of milestones that mean you made it. And if we don't have those things, we panic, we compare, we collapse under the pressure. Because we think something must be wrong with us. But let me be clear, just because your life doesn't look like someone else's highlight reel, doesn't mean you're behind. You are exactly where you're supposed to be for your growth, your strength, and your story. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked back at a season of your life and said, wow, that broke me, but it also built me? Yeah, that's the point. See, we don't grow from what's easy. We grow from the moments that stretch us, confuse us, humble us. Those moments when everything feels like it's falling apart, but somehow, we're still breathing. That's strength. That's wisdom. That's real life. But here's where it gets tough. We live in a world that rewards appearance over depth. We scroll past thousands of fake smiles, filtered photos, and curated lives, and we start thinking that happiness means perfection. That success means luxury. That peace means everything going your way. But real peace is being in the middle of chaos, and not losing yourself. Real peace is saying, I don't understand this right now, but I trust it will make sense later. Real peace is being okay with not having all the answers today. Because guess what? Nobody does. Not the influencer with 1 million followers. Not the entrepreneur with a fancy car. Not even the people you look up to. Most. We're all figuring it out. All of us. And life only starts to feel lighter when you stop pretending that you're supposed to have it all figured out. Let go of the lie that says, if things aren't perfect, I've failed. Let go of the idea that healing is linear. Let go of the belief that someone else's path should look like yours. Because here's the truth. Life is not fair. It's not always easy. And it's definitely not predictable. But it is meaningful. Even the messy parts. Especially the messy parts. The heartbreaks, the delays, the loneliness, the mistakes, they all add depth to your story. They give you empathy. They teach you resilience. They show you what really matters. You wouldn't be who you are today without them. And if you're still going through something hard right now, if nothing makes sense, if everything feels upside down, please hear this. It's not over. This moment doesn't define your whole life. You're allowed to feel lost. You're allowed to feel confused. You're allowed to not know what the next step looks like. But don't quit here. Because one day, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but one day, you'll look back at this chapter, and it'll make sense. You'll realize, that season that nearly broke you, it was also the season that woke you up. And that's when life starts to click. It makes sense when you stop trying to control it, and start learning from it. It makes sense when you stop asking, why me? And start asking, what can this teach me? Because everything teaches you. The pain, it teaches patience. The delay, it teaches faith. The failure, it teaches humility. The loneliness, it teaches self-worth. Life is a teacher. The question is, are you listening? Here's something you need to understand. Your worth isn't measured by how fast you succeed, or how perfect your journey looks, or how many people approve of you. Your worth is already there. Right now. In the middle of the mess. You are not your mistakes. You are not your fears. You are not your failures. You are becoming. And becoming is not always beautiful, but it's always worth it. So what's the takeaway? Stop waiting for everything to make sense before you start living. You don't need all the answers to move forward. You don't need a perfect past to have a powerful future. You just need the courage to keep going, even when it doesn't make sense yet. Because one day, it will. And when that day comes, you'll look back and realize, it was never supposed to be perfect. It was supposed to grow you. You'll see that the confusion wasn't a curse, it was the start of your clarity. That the waiting wasn't wasted, it was preparation. That the loss wasn't punishment, it was redirection. Everything, every painful, confusing, unplanned moment, was shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more grounded. And that's when life finally makes sense. Watch the next video, it might be the next piece of your clarity.